takes on another dimension in 1983. The Western New York City hosts the 80th American Bowling Congress Tournament. For 100 days, Niagara Falls is the mecca for 36,000 bowlers from throughout the world. They are welcomed like neighbors by this friendly community. The International Convention Center has been transformed into a 40-lane bowling center, complete with a $1 million computerized scoreboard. And the spotlight splashes onto the fabulous ABC Masters Tournament for 6 special days. The Columbia 300 Pro-Am precedes the Masters Tournament. That's when professionals not only bowl with the amateurs, but are goodwill ambassadors, signing autographs and enjoying the camaraderie with spectators. Now it's time for serious business. First, the 480 men must bowl 10 games in qualifying to reach the difficult match play competition. The world's best bowlers are here for the ABC Masters by Columbia 300 and the Winston Bowling Series. Here's Dick Weber in this huge arena setting for the 36th time. The hometown hero is Fran Bax, who bowled a record 833 on the first day of the regular tournament. ABC Hall of Famer Harry Smith is still out there tossing his share of strikes. And how about Les Sykes, inducted into the ABC Hall of Fame in this same setting just 2 months earlier. These magnificent scoreboards make it easy to follow the action. Bob Roy of Denver won the 1977 doubles title with his father Walt. Every so often, strings of strikes pop up, and Roy's on a roll. That was Bob's 10th. On his 11th ball, he catches a break by crossing over and tripping the 6-pin. The FIQ gold medalist needs one more for 300. A 4-pin. But his 299 is only the 10th bowled in the 33 years of Masters history. Dale Glenn piles up an impressive 1141 total in his second qualifying block. He's got 11 strikes now. But he leaves the 3-6 for a 298. Roger Twiss is the Washington State representative, and he's a good one. His 22-25 10-game total is best among the state rep field and second only to Earl Anthony's 22-29. This is Rich Wonders, the 1982 United States Amateur Bowler of the Year. As the second day nears its conclusion, veteran Nelson Burton Jr. comes close to making the cut, but not quite. The first squad of 64 finalists includes 55 from the regular field, 8 from the state rep field, and defending champion Joe Berardi, who was exempt from qualifying. Ralph Hartman draws the unenviable task of facing perennial Bowler of the Year Earl Anthony in the opening round. Earl, as usual, is the year's leading money winner. He won this tournament in 1977 and finished second in 1978. Hartman is not awed, however, as he defeats Anthony by 33 pins. A big surprise. Earl's climb to his second title will be difficult because he can't lose again. Unknown Tom Carter goes up against defending champion Berardi. Joey pulls out a narrow victory, the only former champion to win his first match. In the losers bracket is our third highest qualifier, Sam Fox, against Anthony. Earl has switched to a harder surfaced ball, and while Fox bowls well, he's out. Earl winning 824 to 800. Berardi continues his march to the title, making Larry Vanderhorst of Chicago his third victim. Still, the defending champion is not comfortable and is struggling to advance. At the same time, a tense battle has developed between Marshall Holman and George Pappas. Pappas has been hot, averaging above 225 in his first two matches. He keeps going, but Holman sticks to him like glue, trailing by only 5 pins going into the fourth game. For sheer intensity, this is hard to beat, and just another chapter in the fantastic Masters. Starting in the fourth frame, Pappas fires 5 consecutive strikes to clinch the victory. He later said he was really pumped up for the right to remain one of the 8 still in the winner's bracket. A rarity occurs in the loser's bracket between Japan's Hiroshi Nagatani and Detroit's Bob Chamberlain. The two wind up in a tie. Nagatani, the lone foreign entrant to make the cut, is cheered on by a group of countrymen. Nagatani finishes with 5 strikes for a 768 tie. In the one-game roll-off, Chamberlain strikes on the final ball for another tie at 216. Nagatani tosses 3 strikes in the special 2-frame roll-off to win only the second such adventure in Masters history. Interest is starting to peak as the second day of match play gets underway. 2 demonstrative pros, Ernie Schlegel and Pete Couture, meet in the winner's bracket. Pete opens the final game with a string of strikes and puts pressure on Schlegel by striking out in the 10th. However, Ernie answers the call by throwing a match-clinching strike on the first ball in the 10th for his 4th straight win. Anthony continues his impossible climb in the loser's bracket, bowling on every squad, always a step from elimination. He's facing crowd favorite Mike Fiedler from nearby Lockport. The big right-hander is solid, but Earl catches fire as the pair battle in the highest scoring match of the tournament. Anthony records 269 in Game 2, and after opening the final game with a strike and spare, reels off 10 strikes for 280 to defeat Fiedler 1003 to 917. Back in the winner's bracket, young Pete Weber faces Berardi. They're close in the first 2 games, but Weber's 39-pin victory in Game 3 is pretty much the difference, all but ending Berardi's hopes of a repeat. Veteran Dave Davis now faces Pappas, who lost his last match. The determined right-hander jumps off to an early lead, but Davis comes back with 4 straight strikes. Still, Pappas has enough power for a 901 to 835 victory. Couture and Holman are fighting for survival. Holman displays his usual ability and intensity. Couture has bowled well, but the energetic Holman advances in a good match, 916 to 878. The spotlight shifts to lanes 23 and 24, where veteran Tita Semmes of Fairfield, New Jersey, opens his match against Billy Young of Tulsa with a string of 10 strikes. He releases his 11th shot. Now only one more for a perfect game. Fantastic. the 49-year-old right-hander has bowled only the 14th 300 game in 33 years of Masters competition. Semmes moves on to Anthony. Both lost their opening match and since have sent 6 opponents to the sidelines. This is their 4th 4-game match of the day. Earl finds the pocket in the 3rd game, opening with 6 strikes for 225. Tita finishes strong with 258, but knows it's too little too late, and he's out of the Masters. There are only 4 left in the unbeaten ranks, including Schlegel and Weber. Ernie is charged up. Weber seems quietly confident. The Vancouver showman's emotions are running high, but Pete's adrenaline is flowing now as he opens the final game with 7 strikes, putting the match out of reach. The remaining winner's bracket match pits crusty Les Schisler and unknown Mike Lastowski, a Baltimore area junior high school teacher. Lastowski's biggest paycheck as a pro was $700 in last year's Masters. Lastowski grabs a 39-pin lead after the first game, holds the margin most of the way, and wins 864 to 816. Lastowski and Weber are assured of positions in the televised finals, but both want that enviable #1 spot for the TV show. Weber, hoping to win the title his dad never achieved, trails after 2 games. But it's short-lived as he moves ahead of Lastowski by 19 pins after 3 games. Problems continue for the nervous regional pro in Game 4, and he is forced to settle for the #2 position on the TV finals. Schisler faces a difficult task. After losing to Lastowski and then to Anthony, Les must defeat Holman to earn the 5th and final spot in the TV finals. The Denver veteran is pumped up, although you wouldn't know it from that ever-present deadpan expression. His 238 and 225 have Holman struggling. Schisler wins going away, putting Marshall in the alternate seat. One of the most interesting points about the Masters, from a fan's point of view, is that whether the bowlers win or lose, their reactions are always interesting. Television and a capacity crowd take over the arena, and the ABC lanes become a stage where the leading man will earn at least $40,500. Nearly $120,000 will be earned by the 5 finalists. In the stepladder format, it boils down to 1-game matches, with the winner taking another step up the ladder. In the opening match, Schisler meets the nattily-attired Schlegel. Both men spare and strike in the opening frames. But Schlegel suffers a crucial blow in the third frame, failing to convert the 2-4-5 spare. That opening gives the 53-year-old Schisler a marked lead through most of the game. Schlegel's luck turns sour. He finally finds the strike line late, closing with a 5-bagger for 214. But Schisler finishes with 4 strikes and sends Ernie home with a nice 5th-place check of $10,500. Crowd favorite Anthony enters center stage, ready to challenge Schisler. Les provides some early surprises, shocking himself by carrying this strike. Then thrilling the big crowd by converting the difficult 6-7 split. Still, Anthony takes a slight early advantage. Schisler stays close with this spare, then tosses 2 strikes. Earl is not comfortable with only a 2-pin lead after 4 frames. Then 2 crucial shots in the 5th and 6th frames change the match. First, Anthony converts the 1-3-7 washout, while Schisler falls short of picking up the 6-10 spare. Anthony stays clean the rest of the match for a 216-177 victory, and Les settles for 4th place and $14,500. It's Mike Lastowski's turn now, bowling for the first time on national television. Ironically, Mike's first test comes against Anthony, who holds the record for most TV appearances. Both men start slowly, and surprisingly, Anthony stumbles first, leaving the big 4 split in the 3rd frame. After losing his first match, Earls had to bowl 40 games in 2 days. He's visibly tired. Lastowski was understandably shaky at the beginning, but Earl's mistake has given Mike new confidence. He reels off a turkey starting in the 4th frame, and if he avoids trouble, he'll advance to the Masters finals. Always the battler, Earl makes a charge with strikes in the closing frames, recovering for 200. But Mike is on a roll now, capping his biggest victory ever with a 5-bagger for 242. Earl's pride may be damaged, but he'll sleep well tonight with his 3rd-place check worth $20,400. And Lastowski is 1 step from the greatest bowling achievement of his life. But standing in the way is the top qualifier, brash Pete Weber, who has his own ideas about winning this great tournament. How important is it, Pete?
It means probably more to me right now than the Firestone would mean to me right now. I just feel like I've won, and besides, it's going to be our first major title in our family.
How's your dad, Hall of Famer Dick Weber, feeling?
More nervous than I am.
Pete, you're in the #1 position with only 1 game to go. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm just going to go out, I'm going to bowl my best, and I think I'm the winner right now.
Weber, although only 20, has tasted success, and he likes it. In his corner are his biggest fans, Dick and Juanita Weber. Lastowski, more mature at 38, but lacking in experience for this kind of showdown, takes command early with a double. Weber bounces back with a double of his own. finishes even to the pin after 5 frames. But Weber makes the first mistake, a 6-7 split in the 6th frame. Pete continues to mark, but he can't find that strike line. The frustration is beginning to show. Lastowski has the match in hand here in the 9th frame, if he can avoid making a mistake. That's the last thing Mike wanted, a 6-7 split of his own at a time like this. We're in the 10th frame now, and Mike's lead is only 2 pins. If he can strike twice and count 9 on the fill ball, he can lock Pete out and pull off an upset that no one in this big crowd expected. Solid in the pocket. He couldn't have delivered a better shot. But this is the big one. In the pocket again. Mike needs 9 pins to win. Another strike. Mike Lastowski is the 1983 ABC Masters champion, and he finished in style. It's a dream come true. Pete is consoled by his mother, but second place is still a great achievement and worth a nice check of $25,600. ABC President-elect Wes Bogle congratulates Lastowski. Mike receives the Frank K. Baker Trophy from ABC Executive Secretary Roger Tessman. Bogle hands over the first place check worth $40,500 and the champion's watch. You've earned the biggest payday of your life, Mike, but there was a moment in the final game when you must have had some doubt.
Against Pete, I guess maybe I just wasn't quite aggressive enough in the 9th frame. I didn't want to slide by and get a washout, and maybe I hit it a little too hard and got up there and got a split. But I have a belief that in sports or in life, when you're in a pressure situation, there's only 1 or 2 things going to happen. You're either going to do it or you're not. And it was my chance for fame and glory, and I'm just so happy it worked out.
Well, Mike, can you sum up your feelings in 1 or 2 words?
Fantastic.